Farringdon is an estate located in the southwest area of Sunderland, bordering the Durham Road. Built in the 1950s as a post-war housing estate, Farringdon has in fact a history dating back hundreds of years and was a well-established feature of medieval Wearside, whereby it was known as Farringdon Hall. The name Farringdon is of Old English, Anglo-Saxon origin. It translates to the Hill of Fair or his people. Fair, in this case, was an Anglo-Saxon man. Ing refers to possession and ownership, or Don means hill. The hill Farringdon was named after is likely the one which Abercorn Road is built upon, which the rest of the estate surrounds. In the early Middle Ages, Farringdon became a farmstead and manor estate which was part of the parish of Bishop Wearmouth and then the township of Silksworth. Here the original settlement was based at what is now Anthony Road, on the site of the church and prefabs. An original dirt road extended outwards from Anthony Road onto what is now Ashdown Road, and upwards towards the Durham Road, which provided the link between the estate, Bishop Wearmouth and Durham City. By the 15th century, Farringdon Hall had become a possession of the monastery of Hexham, where it acted as a grange land dedicated to providing its food supply. The Black Book of Hexham, a record which details the land owned by the priory, stated Farringdon possessed several cottages, a windmill, an oven, and a brewery. A man named Robert Jackson was also resident in Farringdon Hall around 1420, who was designated as a local bailiff tax collector and coroner for the Easington ward of Durham, which at that time encompassed all of modern-day Sunderland and the East Durham region. After the Middle Ages ended, Henry VIII dissolved the monasteries and subsequently seized the land of Farringdon Hall from the priory of Hexham. The Crown then gave the land to a man called George Blackiston, and then later Queen Elizabeth I gave it to Sir John Forster. A new mansion was built on the estate during this Tudor era, but it disappeared by the 20th century. During the English Civil War, the Scottish Army, having battled in Offerton, headed south and camped out in Farringdon Hall. As Britain entered the early modern era, the influence of coal mining soon began to be felt in Farringdon. An archaeologist recently speculated that the area to the south of Farringdon, known colloquially as Foxy Island, was the site of a pre-modern coal mine and slag heap which was created in a rush as the Scottish blockade of the River Tyne led to a scramble for new sources of coal, ending Newcastle's historic monopoly. The land later came in possession of the Hetton Company, who subsequently built their railway through Farringdon towards the River Wear, a footpath that is known as the Line. A rail junction and depot was created at the North Moor area, and by the early 20th century, the North Moor pub had appeared. Farringdon itself would continue to be a private manor estate for hundreds of years, with the area that would later become the school being a swampland that was colloquially known as Lee's Pond. It was following World War II, however, that the government of Clement Attlee pursued a massive expansion in post-war social housing schemes, which would radically transform Sunderland. Following the construction of the neighbouring Thorney Close in the late 1940s, the Sunderland Corporation bought up the Farringdon Hall estate in 1950 and began building the social housing estate we know today. Ordnance Survey maps show that the name Farringdon Hall would persist until as late as the 1960s, with the original farm buildings still existing sometime around the Anthony Road area until they were gradually converted and demolished.